everyone's just going, Henry, just shut up and do the thing. And I'm like, I don't want to do the thing because he wouldn't do it this way.
When it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have, and people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played.
Henry Cavill has had enough of the woke changes and constant creative meddling that are ruining the beloved characters he's so passionate about, and he's finally decided to step away. While most fans know him as the iconic star of The Witcher, few realize the intense battles he fought behind the scenes to protect Geralt of Rivia and preserve the series' soul. Cavill went toe-to-toe with profit-driven creatives who strayed far from the original source material, all because he was deeply committed to delivering the story fans truly deserved. Despite his efforts, it became clear that his dedication to authenticity wasn't welcome. Faced with the impossible choice, Cavill made the bold decision to walk away. But what really went on behind the scenes? What drove him to take such a drastic step? Let's dive into the full story behind Henry Cavill's fight for creative integrity and his stand against woke Hollywood.
Thank you. I really feel the love, and I love you guys too. It's so wonderful to be here. But I'm going to talk about what it was like filming my final season, and believe me, working with you guys was the biggest pleasure. So, just want to say I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss you very much.
Why did Henry Cavill quit The Witcher? Well, it turns out it wasn't just because of playing Superman, it was because he's having a lot of problems with the show. He's been really upset with the writing and he wants the show to be more accurate to the books. And supposedly behind the scenes, the writers just do not care about the actual books.
Not even a year ago, where Henry very publicly said that he is committed to doing the planned 7 seasons of the Netflix Witcher on one condition. That condition being that the writers can manage to tell great stories while honoring the source material this show is apparently meant to be based on. Now,
oh, okay, well that actually does fucking indicate something.
Henry Cavill wasn't just an actor portraying Geralt of Rivia. He was a fan, a gamer, and someone who truly understood the world of The Witcher. Long before he was cast, Cavill was already immersed in the universe, having played the Witcher video games and later devouring Andrzej Sapkowski's books. He knew the lore, the characters, and the tone inside out. For Cavill, playing Geralt wasn't just another acting gig, it was personal. His passion for the source material was clear from day one. He didn't just deliver lines, he shaped how Geralt came to life on screen. Remember those iconic grunts and stoic expressions? That was all Cavill's idea. He wanted to capture Geralt's complexity, the quiet yet fierce monster hunter with a strong moral compass, just as fans knew him. But Cavill's dedication extended beyond the character. He was determined to honor Sapkowski's vision and the intricate world he created. Yet, despite his efforts, things didn't always go smoothly on set. Reports soon surfaced about creative clashes between Cavill and the show's writers. Here's where things got complicated. While Cavill was a devoted fan of the books and games, some of the writers reportedly weren't. In fact, former writer and producer Beau DeMayo revealed that certain members of the writing team openly disliked the source material. Showrunner Lauren Schmidt-Hissrich tried to find a balance, but tensions were undeniable. Cavill fought hard for faithful storytelling, advocating to keep Geralt a morally complex character and the world gritty and grounded. Fans noticed Cavill's portrayal carried the depth and authenticity they cherished from the books and games. However, his insistence on staying true to the lore reportedly caused friction behind the scenes. Some insiders labeled Cavill as difficult, while others hailed him as a hero fighting for what fans deserved. By the end of Season 3, the tension reached a breaking point. Cavill, unwilling to compromise his principles, made the tough decision to leave the series. His exit shocked fans worldwide, who quickly rallied behind him. Many blamed Netflix for straying too far from the original material. One fan wrote, "Netflix destroyed a golden opportunity with unnecessary changes. We wanted a faithful adaptation, not fan fiction." Another went further, declaring, "Henry Cavill is Geralt of Rivia." His departure speaks volumes about the arrogance of the producers who butchered this series. The backlash wasn't isolated. Across social media, fans voiced their frustration, with many vowing to abandon the show after Cavill's departure.
How you guys expressed it is exactly how I feel. It's the character means so much to me, and
It's been 5 years now, and I've, quite rightly, otherwise I probably shouldn't deserve to wear the cape, but I never gave up hope. And it's amazing to be here now, talking about it again. There is such a bright future ahead for the character, and I'm so excited to tell a story with an enormously joyful Superman.
This situation right here is exactly why you can't trust anybody, bro. James Gunn announced over a couple of tweets that him and Peter Safran have a new slate imagined for the DCU, which includes a younger version of Superman, meaning that Henry Cavill is no longer going to play the Man of Steel. This set the entire internet ablaze because this man deserved better. He did a great job as Superman. Henry himself put out an emotional statement talking about how much he enjoyed playing the Man of Steel and how the symbolism and hope that the character brings is still going to be shown in the future, just not with him. DC is 100% going into reboot mode, which sucks specifically for Henry Cavill, considering we also lost him as Geralt of Rivia since he's no longer going to be showing up in The Witcher Season 3.
Cat is out of the bag when it comes to Henry Cavill coming into the mix. How much did you have to do with that, mister? And what do you know about Man of Steel 2?
For years, audiences have been so passionate and vocal. We've established Black Adam as the most powerful and unstoppable force on our planet, but the fans have been so passionate about where's the most unstoppable force in the universe? Where is he? We've all been fighting for this moment. Welcome home.
I wanted to make it official that I am back as Superman. And the image you see on this post and what you saw in Black Adam are just a very small taste of things to come.
For fans, this felt like a betrayal. Just weeks earlier, they were celebrating the return of their beloved Superman, Henry Cavill, the actor who perfectly embodied hope, strength, and humanity. His comeback seemed like the dawn of a new era, but in a shocking turn, that hope was ripped away. Instead of continuing the story fans adored, James Gunn and Peter Safran opted to reboot Superman with Superman Legacy, focusing on a younger version of the character. To many, this felt like another unnecessary woke reinvention, disregarding everything that made Cavill's Superman so special. For Cavill, playing Superman wasn't just another role, it was the cornerstone of his career. He spoke often about what the character meant to him, both personally and professionally. To him, Superman symbolized optimism, hope, and the unwavering courage to do what's right, even in the toughest circumstances. Cavill's portrayal captured these values perfectly, and fans connected deeply with his vision. His Superman wasn't just a hero, he was an inspiration, a beacon of light in a dark world. So, when Cavill publicly announced his return, it wasn't just thrilling, it felt like a fresh start for him and the DC universe. Sadly, what should have been a moment of triumph quickly turned into a devastating letdown. Gunn's decision to reboot the DC universe blindsided everyone, including Cavill. The way it was handled made matters even worse. Cavill had been encouraged by Warner Brothers, previous leadership to announce his return, only to discover later that he wasn't part of their future plans.
So anyone who is a fan of any nerdy franchise gets that retcons can be annoying. But by the Emperor, Warhammer 40k fans are tearing themselves apart after the company behind the game decided to make what's been described as a woke retcon to a single faction. But let me try to explain, starting with the basics. Right, Warhammer 40k started as a miniature tabletop game that's turned into a media empire. Tons of books, video games, even an upcoming show by Amazon being produced by Henry Cavill, all in order to sell plastic armies that you can paint.
So it's called Warhammer, right?
Warhammer, yes.
It's been around for a long time?
It's been around since the 80s.
Are they metal or are they plastic?
They are plastic. They used to be metal, but now they're all plastic.
You painted this.
I did.
And then you play with it?
You paint many of them, and then you play with them with other people.
How many of them?
Depends.
How many did you paint?
Well.
Like more than one?
It's within the confines of the hobby, we call it our grey pile of shame.
You grey pile of shame?
Yeah, because they start off grey, and I have a very large grey pile of shame.
Henry Cavill makes a surprising admission about Warhammer 40k. Cavill made this admission when asked about his favorite army to play in 10th edition Warhammer 40k.
I have a Warhammer question for you. There are lots of rumors about which 40k army is your favorite at the moment. Care to set the record straight about your favorite faction in 10th edition?
I haven't played 10th edition.
okay.
But regardless, it's still Custodes.
Let's talk about what you guys personally geek out about. Henry, let's start with you.
Ruling out The Witcher.
Yeah, not The Witcher.
I mean, the easy answer is Warhammer 40,000. That is my jam. I have been into it since I was 10. Yeah, that's my jam, and that's the stuff I do in my free time.
That's amazing. Do you paint them yourself?
I do, yes.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Is it?
That is really
Let's talk a little bit about gaming. How much time have you been carving out for your gaming life?
A fair amount. And when I say a fair amount, that probably means a lot for those who don't game.
Just 4 hours a day.
Yeah, I mean, maybe more. I have been playing Warhammer Total War, Warhammer 3 Total War, and yes, some people of culture in the audience. I love that game. It's so good.
Geekiest thing would have to be my Warhammer stuff. We're talking Games Workshop, aren't we? Yeah. It's that took me a while to kind of confess to openly and publicly. Yeah, I love it, and I've that's the stuff I've done in as far as hobby stuff, the stuff which my escapism is concerned. All the reading I do outside of work is normally based around that. I've been involved in the Warhammer world for.
Warhammer 40k live action series is officially in development. Henry Cavill's set to star and produce in the series. I saw I think there was an Instagram that he posted about this. Yeah, there is. And it says, to celebrate some Warhammer news, I decided to make a pilgrimage to the very first place I bought Warhammer models over 30 years ago, the Little Shop, on my home island of Jersey. My incredible team and I, alongside the brilliant minds at Games Workshop, have been working away in concept rooms, breaking down approaches to enormity and magnificence of the Warhammer world. Together, we've been sifting through the plethora of incredible characters and poring over the old tomes and texts. Our combined efforts have led us to a fantastic place to start our universe, which has been agreed upon by those high up on Amazon and Games Workshop. That starting place shall, for now, remain a secret. Watch this space, though. More to come.
Gunn attempted to justify the move, stating that Cavill wasn't fired because he was never officially cast. In his words, "For me, it's about who I want as Superman, and for this story, it isn't Henry." Gunn even acknowledged that Cavill had been messed around by a lot of people in the process. Fans weren't convinced. Many believed Cavill had been used as a PR stunt to generate hype for Black Adam, only to be discarded once the film had served its purpose. The timeline of events didn't help. The promise of Cavill's return seemed like a ploy to boost ticket sales, only for the rug to be pulled out from under fans when plans shifted. Despite the humiliation, Cavill handled the situation with class. In a heartfelt social media post, he confirmed he would no longer be returning as Superman and extended his best wishes to Gunn, Safran, and the new DC team. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. Fans, however, didn't take the news lightly. They were furious, feeling Cavill had been unfairly treated and used as a pawn in corporate politics. One fan wrote, "This is heartbreaking. Henry Cavill was the perfect Superman, and he deserved so much better." Another added, "First The Witcher, now Superman." Hollywood doesn't deserve Cavill. Once again, Cavill found himself at the center of creative clashes and corporate maneuvering. Just as with The Witcher, his commitment to staying true to the character seemed to make him a casualty of an industry more focused on reinvention and profits than respecting beloved franchises. Yet, through it all, Cavill's grace and professionalism shone brightly. Fans rallied behind him, praising his integrity and calling out the industry for mistreating one of its brightest stars. While Hollywood's leadership may have let him down, Cavill's legacy remains untarnished. As both Superman and Geralt of Rivia, he wasn't just an actor. He was a fan who respected the characters he portrayed. Now, with his new passion project, Warhammer 40,000, in development with Amazon, Cavill is once again stepping into a universe he loves. Only time will tell what's next, but one thing is certain: Henry Cavill's fans will always stand by him.
Just 4 hours a day.
Yeah, I mean, maybe more. I have been playing Warhammer Total War.
One of your hobbies, and he's got a lot of them, ladies and gentlemen, one of your hobbies is you paint...
Makes me sound weird.
Well, You do have more hobbies than the average man, I'd say. But you paint, is it World of Warcraft?
Warhammer.
Warhammer, I'm a fool.
That's Games Workshop, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah. It's that took me a while to kind of confess to openly and publicly. Yeah, I love it, and I've that's the stuff I've done in as far as hobby stuff, the stuff which my escapism is concerned. All the reading I do outside of work is normally based around that. I've been involved in the Warhammer world for
40,000 years.
40,000 years. I suppose I could play a different character from the Warhammer Fantasy universe versus the 40k universe, but again, I'm now just dreaming. So I'd have to speak to the guys at Games Workshop and see what happens.
5 years, you'd make a very good Greg Horizon, I think.
That would be exciting, yes, but then I burn Primarchs and the Captain General, so I don't really know. Do you know Warhammer at all? Warhammer 40,000, that kind of stuff? That
Not
world?
the greatest expert.
Okay,
so,
that's fine. That's fine. There's people at home who are just gone, oh yeah.
Yeah, they're leaning in now. Go for it.
That chandelier looks like a Blackstone fortress. And I know that no one on set would have got that. And so I have been biting my tongue about that, so I don't sound like too much of a crazy
You're in
person.
the right place at WitcherCon to say that. You found your people, my friend.
Yeah.
He lost his job as Superman, but he might have gotten a better job. If you're a fan of Cavill, you know he's a huge Warhammer 40k fan. Cavill just announced he's partnering with Amazon to bring Warhammer 40k to live action.
Again, this is just theory rap coming out. I'm so bloody excited. I can theorize that he's probably going to be I think it's going to be something like Eisenhorn. Maybe Cathias Cade. I don't know, something more realistic in like the approach from the human side rather.
Yet, Cavill didn't back down. He chose to protect the characters and stories that fans hold dear, even if it meant being labeled as difficult in an industry driven by profit and constant reinvention. Cavill's insistence on staying true to beloved source material set him apart, though not always in a way Hollywood appreciated. His dedication wasn't driven by ego, but by a deep respect for both the fans and the creators of these original works. For Cavill, playing Geralt or Superman wasn't just acting. It was about doing justice to characters that millions cherished. While some industry insiders may have seen his persistence as problematic, fans saw something different. A hero who refused to let corporate interests ruin the heart of these stories. As one fan put it, if fighting for what's right makes Cavill difficult, maybe Hollywood needs more difficult stars. Cavill's story is a reminder that standing up for authenticity may not always win you friends in the boardroom, but it earns you the respect and admiration of audiences worldwide. Henry Cavill's career has become a case study in how Hollywood treats actors who challenge the norm. While many stars stay quiet and follow whatever creative direction they're given, Cavill has always been vocal about protecting the soul of the characters he portrays. However, this often put him at odds with studios that prioritize creative freedom for writers, even at the expense of established lore. Fans view Cavill not as a troublemaker, but as a protector of the stories they care about. Cavill isn't difficult. He's a hero. One fan wrote after his exit from The Witcher was announced, his refusal to compromise has sparked a broader conversation about the tension between industry politics and creative integrity. In a world where profit often overshadows passion, Cavill represents a shift toward valuing stories and characters for what they are, not just what they can be turned into. Henry Cavill's love for Warhammer 40,000 runs deep. Known for being a lifelong fan of the franchise, Cavill has spoken about his passion for collecting and painting miniatures, immersing himself in the game's complex lore, and even spending hours strategizing battles. For someone who grew up with Warhammer, this new project isn't just another acting gig, it's a dream come true. After leaving The Witcher and Superman behind, Cavill announced that he would not only star in but also produce an upcoming Warhammer 40,000 TV series with Amazon. For fans, this was a beacon of hope. With Cavill's dedication to authenticity, many believed he would finally have the creative freedom to bring one of the most cherished fantasy universes to life without interference. However, not everything is as perfect as it seems. In recent years, Games Workshop, the company behind Warhammer 40,000, has been at the center of heated debates over progressive changes. While Warhammer has traditionally been seen as a male-dominated, geeky pastime where players paint miniatures, build armies, and engage in strategic battles, the game has been evolving. Games Workshop has made efforts to introduce more female characters, tone down overly sexualized designs, and aim to appeal to a more diverse audience. One major flashpoint came when the company introduced female warriors into the Custodes, an elite group of genetically engineered fighters previously thought to be male only. Some fans accused the company of gender flipping for woke points. Despite the backlash, many fans in online communities such as Reddit seem less bothered by the inclusivity changes and more focused on gameplay issues like rule imbalances. Over time, the vocal opposition to inclusivity and gaming appears to be shrinking, with fewer fans truly outraged by these changes. For Cavill, stepping into the Warhammer world is both exciting and risky. On one hand, he's deeply passionate about the franchise and knows its lore better than most. On the other hand, he's entering a space already embroiled in cultural debates over inclusivity. Fans who initially looked forward to Cavill's involvement now worry about whether the show will stay true to the grim, dark, gritty tone that made Warhammer 40,000 so beloved, or whether it will succumb to the same pressures that led to his exits from The Witcher and Superman. Given Cavill's history of fighting for authenticity, there's hope he will push back against unnecessary changes and ensure that the series respects the lore. However, with Amazon backing the project, a company known for incorporating progressive themes in its productions, some fear Warhammer 40,000 could be yet another franchise altered to fit modern cultural narratives. Still, Cavill's involvement offers something rare: a lead actor who genuinely understands the material and is personally invested in getting it right. Whether or not he succeeds in navigating the tricky waters of fan expectations and industry politics remains to be seen. But if there's one thing we know about Cavill, it's that he doesn't back down from a fight for authenticity. Henry Cavill's journey through Hollywood highlights a rare quality in today's entertainment industry: integrity. From his battles to protect The Witcher's lore, to his graceful exit as Superman, Cavill has consistently stood for authenticity, even when it costs him major roles. Now, with his Warhammer 40,000 project on the horizon, fans are hopeful that his passion and dedication will finally be rewarded in an industry often driven by profit over quality. Cavill's commitment to staying true to beloved stories has made him both a target and a hero. Whether he's fighting for Geralt, Superman, or the grim dark world of Warhammer, one thing is clear: Cavill's journey is far from over, and fans will be right there with him. What do you think? Misunderstood hero or a maverick who refuses to compromise? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into the world of entertainment. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.